everyone. Welcome to a deep dive that just might change the way you see your to-do list.
Ooh, that's a good one.
We're diving into the Pareto Principle.
I like it.
That idea that 80% of our results
Yeah.
actually come from just 20% of our efforts.
Get back out.
It's all about working smarter,
Yes.
not harder.
Absolutely.
And today we'll explore how this principle can be your secret weapon for
Oh, yeah.
conquering time management, boosting productivity, and
Oh.
reaching your goals faster.
Love it.
Imagine discovering that just a tiny fraction of your daily tasks are actually the things that are propelling you forward.
Right.
That's the 80-20 rule in action.
It's really powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's fascinating is that while it sounds like some new productivity hack,
Yeah.
it's actually been around for over a century.
Wow.
Yeah, and it all started with this Italian economist, Vilfredo Pareto,
Okay.
and he noticed something interesting about land ownership in Italy.
Okay.
80% of the land was owned by just 20% of the population.
It's crazy how this simple observation, I know, right? About land ownership sparked this principle that applies to so many aspects of life.
Yeah.
It's like, I've noticed it even in my own closet.
Oh, yeah.
20% of my clothes get 80% of the wear.
It's so true.
But it's about recognizing that small portion of highly impactful actions.
Exactly. Understanding that disproportionate impact.
Okay.
We're not saying that the other 80% is useless or anything,
Right.
but recognizing this imbalance, it lets us prioritize
Yeah.
effectively and make smarter choices about where we invest our time and energy.
Makes sense.
And this becomes especially potent when we talk about time management.
So it's not about just slashing our to-do list.
No,
It's about being more strategic and focusing on those high-yield tasks.
that's it.
Working smarter, not harder.
Exactly. By figuring out which 20% of our actions actually drive 80% of our desired outcomes,
Okay.
we can accomplish more in less time, feel less overwhelmed,
Right.
and make tangible progress towards what we truly want.
I like it, but how do we actually find this magical 20%? It sounds almost too good to be true.
It might sound like finding a needle in a haystack,
Mm.
but there are proven techniques
Okay.
to uncover that powerful 20%.
Yeah.
One approach is to become a time detective.
Okay.
Keep a detailed time log for a week or two.
Mm-hmm.
Track how you spend your time, and I guarantee patterns will emerge.
Okay.
You might be surprised to see where those hours are actually going.
It's all about awareness.
Yeah,
Right. Shining a light on those hidden time wasters.
exactly.
What if we need a more structured approach?
Sure.
Is there a framework we can use to analyze our tasks and their impact?
Absolutely. There's this fantastic tool called the productivity matrix.
Okay.
It's simpler than it sounds. Picture a grid with 4 quadrants.
Okay.
On one axis, you have urgent and not urgent,
Uh-huh.
and on the other, important and not important.
Right.
Each task you have gets slotted into one of these boxes, revealing its true priority.
So a task could be urgent but not actually important.
Oh.
Or incredibly important but not urgent.
Yeah.
That's where things get tricky.
Exactly. Think of a ringing phone from a client.
Uh-huh.
Urgent. You got to pick it up.
Right.
But it might not be truly important
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of things.
I see.
But then on the other hand, strategizing your long-term business goals,
Uh-huh.
that's super important,
Right.
but it doesn't have that sense of urgency.
So the matrix helps us cut through the noise and see which tasks deserve our prime time focus
Yes.
and which ones we can maybe strategically defer or delegate.
You got it.
I'm already feeling more organized.
I love it.
Just thinking about it.
Sometimes the best way to identify your high-impact 20% is to look back, not forward.
Okay.
Analyze your past successes, those moments where you were incredibly productive
Mm-hmm.
and achieved great results.
Okay.
What actions or strategies were you using then?
I love that.
It's like reverse engineering your wins.
It's like a treasure map to our peak performance.
I like it.
Let's say we've done our detective work. We've analyzed our past wins.
Yeah.
And we've identified that potent 20%.
Right.
What's the next step?
Well,
Do we just abandon the other 80%?
not quite. It's about prioritization, not elimination.
Okay.
We need to make sure those high-impact tasks get the attention they deserve.
I see.
And that's where strategic planning and time management techniques come in.
Okay.
We'll dig into those next.
Sounds good.
All right. All right, so we've uncovered our high-impact 20%.
Yes.
Those tasks that are truly moving us forward.
Uh-huh.
Now, how do we make sure they get the attention they deserve?
Oh.
I'm ready to turn these insights into action.
I love that energy. It's time to shift from analysis to action.
Okay.
And remember that time blocking technique we talked about?
Yeah.
That's going to be your secret weapon here.
Okay, remind me how that works.
Sure.
It's about strategically scheduling those tasks, right?
Exactly. Think of it like making appointments with yourself,
Uh-huh.
but for productivity,
Okay.
instead of letting your day control you.
You're taking charge by dedicating specific blocks of time on your calendar
Okay.
to those high-impact tasks.
So no more just random to-do lists or
Right.
hoping we get to those important things.
Right.
We're actually giving them dedicated space in our schedule.
Yes, and here's the key. Once you've blocked off that time,
Okay.
treat it as sacred.
Okay.
No distractions, no multitasking.
Got it.
Just pure, focused action on those high-yield activities.
I like it. And remember those important but not urgent tasks from the productivity matrix.
Yes.
Those are the ones that often get neglected,
So true.
but can have huge long-term benefits.
Absolutely.
Time blocking helps ensure they get the attention they deserve.
Exactly.
This is all about being proactive.
Yes.
Not reactive, right?
Exactly.
We're designing our day for success.
I love it. But sometimes, even with the best laid plans, we can get derailed.
Happens to the best of us.
And that's where the eat the frog technique comes in.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
What's this whole eat the frog thing about?
It means tackling your most challenging
Okay.
or dreaded task first thing in the morning while your willpower and energy are at their peak.
Okay.
Think of it this way. You get that big, potentially unpleasant task out of the way,
Right.
and the rest of the day feels so much easier.
Yeah, so we're not just prioritizing,
Oh,
but we're strategically tackling those tough tasks when we're most likely to actually succeed.
that's the idea.
It's a mental game too, right?
Yeah,
Once that frog is eaten, we're riding high on a wave of accomplishment.
exactly. It sets a positive tone for the whole day.
I like it. Okay. And speaking of staying focused,
Yeah.
let's talk about those MITs.
Yes.
The most important tasks for the day.
The elite squad of our to-do list.
Right. How do we identify those mission-critical tasks?
Well, each morning, before you dive into the day's chaos,
Uh-huh.
take a moment to identify the 2 or 3 tasks that are absolutely essential
Okay.
for moving you closer to your goals.
So even within our high-impact 20%,
Yes.
there's another level of prioritization? Right.
The VIP section within the VIP section.
You got it. And by focusing on your MITs, you ensure that your energy is directed
Yeah.
towards the actions that truly matter,
Okay.
even when those unexpected tasks or distractions pop up.
This is brilliant. But what about those tasks that didn't make it into the 20%?
Right.
Do we just ignore them?
Not at all. Remember, the 80-20 principle isn't about eliminating tasks.
Right.
It's about optimizing your workflow.
Okay.
And for those tasks that fall outside of your high-impact 20%,
Yeah.
we have a few strategies.
Okay.
First up, delegation.
Okay.
If there's a task that someone else can handle just as well or even better,
Right.
why not pass it on?
Delegation is a powerful tool,
It is.
but I know a lot of people struggle with it.
I know. It can be tough.
It's hard to let go of control.
It's true. But delegation is a skill worth mastering.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that you don't have to do everything yourself.
Right.
And by delegating effectively, you free up your time and energy.
Yeah. To focus on those high-impact tasks.
So it's not about just offloading tasks you dislike.
No.
It's about strategically assigning tasks based on strengths and expertise.
That's it. Think of it as empowering others
Uh-huh.
and building a more efficient team.
I like it. But what if delegation isn't an option? What if there are tasks that only I can do?
Right.
Or at least I think I'm the only one who can do them.
I think we've all been there.
Yeah.
It's time to embrace the magic of automation.
Okay.
Technology can be our best friend here.
Okay, give us some examples.
Sure.
How can we leverage technology to free up our time?
Think about all those little things that eat away at your day.
Mm-hmm.
Scheduling appointments, sending follow-up emails,
Right.
managing social media, organizing files.
Yeah.
There's so many apps, programs, and even simple spreadsheet formulas
Oh, wow.
that can automate these tasks for you.
So we're not just working smarter,
Right.
but we're automating smarter.
I like that. But what about those tasks that can't be delegated or automated? The ones we just have to face head on.
Yeah.
In those cases, sometimes the most powerful solution is the simplest one.
Okay.
Just say no.
It's a small word,
It is.
but it can have a huge impact.
Absolutely.
Learn to politely but firmly decline tasks or requests that don't align with your goals,
Yeah.
or that, will drain your energy without giving you much back.
Right. It's about protecting your time and energy for those high-impact tasks.
But I think that's one of the hardest skills to master.
It is.
especially for people pleasers.
It's true. But it's all about setting clear boundaries
Okay,
and
yeah.
communicating your priorities.
Okay.
Remember, saying no to something that doesn't serve you
Mm-hmm.
is actually saying yes to something that does.
So it's not selfish.
No,
It's strategic.
exactly. But even with all these strategies in place,
Yeah.
I think it's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of daily life
Right.
and lose sight of the bigger picture.
Yeah. How do we stay focused on those 20% tasks?
That's where the power of boundaries comes in.
Yeah. Okay, I like the sound of that.
Think of boundaries as your personal productivity shield,
Uh-huh.
protecting you from distractions and overwhelm.
What kind of boundaries should we be setting?
Think about all those little things that steal your time and attention.
Okay.
Email notifications, social media scrolling, constant interruptions.
Mm-hmm.
Set specific times for checking email.
Okay.
Turn off non-essential notifications.
Right.
And creating dedicated workspaces where you can focus
Got it.
without distractions.
So it's about being intentional with our time and attention,
Exactly.
creating structure to support our goals.
Exactly. And remember, it's not about being rigid or inflexible.
Right?
Sometimes things come up
Yeah,
and we need to adjust,
of course.
but having those boundaries in place helps us stay grounded,
Yeah.
even when things get crazy.
It's all so insightful. I'm already feeling more organized and empowered.
I love it. And remember, the key is to experiment
Okay.
and find what works best for you.
Yeah.
There's no one-size-fits-all approach.
So it's about being a scientist of our own productivity,
Yes,
testing and refining our approach until we find that sweet spot
I like it.
where our efforts align with our goals.
Exactly. The goal is to create a system that allows you to work smarter, not harder,
Okay.
so you can achieve more stress, less, and ultimately live a more fulfilling life.
This has been so helpful. I feel ready to conquer my to-do list
Great.
and achieve my goals with this newfound clarity and focus.
Awesome.
But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to remind our listeners that in the final part
Right.
of our 80-20 exploration,
Yes.
we're going to be diving into the benefits of applying this principle.
We'll be discussing how the 80-20 rule can help you boost your productivity,
Yeah.
achieve better work-life balance,
Okay.
reduce stress, and ultimately design a life that aligns with your values and aspirations.
Sounds good. I can't wait.
Stay tuned.
Okay, so we're back.
Yes, we are.
And we're ready to explore the exciting payoff of all this 80-20 strategizing.
Right.
The real-world benefits that await when you actually start applying the Pareto Principle to your life.
Absolutely.
Get ready for a boost of motivation,
Yes.
because we're diving into how this principle can transform not just your work, but like your entire life.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's not just about getting things done.
Right.
It's about getting the right things done.
Exactly. And that shift can have like ripple effects throughout your whole life.
Huge ripple effects.
So let's talk about those ripple effects.
Okay.
What are some of the tangible benefits
Yeah.
that we can expect when we start implementing the 80-20 rule?
Well,
I'm ready for a productivity upgrade.
get ready to say goodbye to overwhelm.
Okay.
And hello to a surge of productivity.
I like it.
When you laser focus on that high-impact 20%,
Huh?
you're working smarter, not harder.
Right.
You're accomplishing more in less time,
Yeah.
which not only shrinks your to-do list, but it also brings a sense of accomplishment and control.
There's something so satisfying about a shorter to-do list.
It is.
But it's not just about quantity, right?
It's not.
The quality of our work improves, too.
Absolutely. When you're not scattered across a million different tasks,
Yeah.
you can dedicate your mental energy to doing your best work
Right.
on the things that actually matter.
Exactly. So less stress, better results.
Yes,
Sounds like a win-win.
it is.
And with all this extra time and mental space we freed up,
Right.
I'm guessing work-life balance gets a boost, too?
Imagine this. You're cruising through your work week,
Uh-huh.
feeling productive and in control,
Okay.
and you actually have time and energy left over for those things you love outside of work.
Right.
That's what the Pareto Principle can help you create.
It's not just about getting more done.
No.
It's about making time for things that bring us joy.
Exactly.
Hobbies, relationships, self-care.
Yeah.
All those things that often get squeezed out when we're in that cycle of busyness.
It's so true.
So we're more productive, we have better work-life balance.
Yeah.
What else can we add to this list of 80-20 benefits?
Well, clarity and focus become your new superpowers.
Okay.
When you're clear about your priorities,
Mm-hmm.
you're no longer pulled in a million directions.
Makes sense.
You can make decisions with intention
Right.
and navigate challenges with a real sense of purpose.
So it's like we have this compass for our life.
Yes.
Instead of just reacting to whatever comes up,
Right.
we're actually steering toward what matters.
Exactly. And with that increased clarity and focus,
Yeah.
I bet stress takes a nosedive.
Oh, for sure. When you stop trying to do everything,
Yeah.
you release the pressure of perfectionism and overwhelm.
It's so true.
Those are the things that lead to burnout.
They are.
So you're able to work more sustainably
Yes.
and find a rhythm that supports both productivity and well-being.
Absolutely. We're not robots, right?
Exactly.
We need that time to recharge and refocus.
Right, and the 80-20 principle helps us break free from that always-on mentality.
It really does.
But it's not just about preventing burnout, is it?
No.
It's about actually feeling more energized. Yes.
More engaged.
It's about working with intention, not just out of obligation.
Okay.
When you're aligned with your priorities,
Yeah.
work becomes less of a chore
Right.
and more of a path towards achieving those aspirations.
So we're productive, we have balance, we're focused and energized.
Yes.
Anything else this Pareto magic can do.
How about accelerated growth and success?
Okay. I like it.
By consistently focusing on those high-impact actions,
Yeah.
you're going to naturally make faster progress towards your goals,
Makes sense.
both professionally and personally.
It's like we've been given a map to our own potential.
Yes.
And the 80-20 rule is the key to unlock it.
I love that analogy.
It's not just about working hard.
Right.
It's about working smart.
That's the essence of the Pareto Principle.
Yeah.
It's about aligning your efforts with your ambitions, ensuring that every action you take is propelling you forward.
Okay.
It's about creating a life of impact, not just activity.
This has been an incredible deep dive. I agree.
I feel like we've uncovered a hidden superpower,
We have.
a way to approach not just our work, but our entire lives with this new level of intention and purpose.
It's been such a pleasure exploring this with you.
Likewise.
And I encourage everyone listening to take these insights and experiment.
Yeah.
Find what works for you. Adjust as you go and celebrate those wins along the way.
Remember, this is not a one-size-fits-all approach.
Absolutely not.
It's about you becoming the architect of your own productivity,
Yes.
designing a system that aligns with your unique goals and values.
The Pareto Principle is a tool for empowerment,
Yes.
a way to reclaim your time, focus your energy, and ultimately create a life that reflects your truest aspirations.
So to all our amazing listeners out there,
Yes.
embrace the 80-20 rule experiment and discover the incredible transformation that awaits.
I can't wait for you to experience it.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep striving to make the most of your precious time.